Oh, we got a rivalry game, boys, and it's a bit of an interesting one. Number 6, Oklahoma goes to Texas after Texas drops the game and is in a bit of a panic mode. They really need this one. And we still aren't positive if John Mateer is playing, but I'm personally operating as if he is playing.
Pete Thamel said he's trending to play.
Yes.
But the spread
The spread closed
accounts
even
for
more.
him playing.
Correct.
Yes. So I'm going to choose to believe he's playing, and if he's playing, I'm going to choose to believe he's going to be effective, or at least, he'll be healthy. Maybe for some reason Texas's defense makes him be ineffective, but it won't be because of the injury, right? But Texas is favored by 1.5 at home. Key points for this game, guys.
I'll go ahead and start here. I don't think it matters if John Mateer plays or not. I think that the Oklahoma defense is going to tear apart the Texas offensive line that could not protect Arch Manning last week. They've got 4 guys with 2 or more sacks. R. Mason Thomas has an 82.2 PFF grade, 11 pressures, 3 sacks. They've got David Stone, a defensive interior guy, 86 PFF grade, 2 sacks, 13 tackles. Sammy Omisoko, a linebacker, 2 sacks, 13 tackles. Owen Heineke, a linebacker, 12 tackles, 2 sacks. The defense for Oklahoma is really, really good. They've got a safety, Peyton Bowen, who's got 11 tackles and 2 pass breakups with no touchdowns allowed. The defense is good, and Arch Manning has struggled against good defenses. He struggled against Ohio State. What's up?
Yeah, I'll let you finish first.
Struggled against Ohio State, struggled against Florida, throwing multiple interceptions. I just think the Oklahoma defense is going to be good enough to hold Texas to like 17 points. And I think that even with Michael Hawkins, I think that they will be able to capitalize on the wide receivers they have there now that they're all healthy, that they'll be able to put up the points they need.
I feel like we're putting a lot of faith in Michael Hawkins there, personally, because also, I agree that this has a domination by Oklahoma's front 7 written on it. But they got dominated by Florida's front 7 last week and still managed to score 20-plus points. And I don't know if I really trust that Oklahoma offense to be a shoo-in to score 20-plus points without John Mateer. Because it's going to be a quarterback that's inexperienced, and he's had another offseason, but he didn't look good last year. And they still can't really run the ball well, and that's the best way to help out a young quarterback is just be able to pound the rock. And they're not going to have to do that. They're going to have to ask him to create with his legs and make passes. So I don't really think that's a shoo-in in that regard, personally. I do think it actually really matters if John Mateer plays.
Yeah. JP?
Oh, it 100% matters that John Mateer plays. Michael Hawkins couldn't even cover the spread against Kent State. Jokes aside, I think it's matters a ton if Mateer plays because, like Jack said, I don't think you can guarantee Hawkins scores 17 points against Texas. Last year in the Red River, they scored 3 points. He was 19 for 30, 148. He was sacked 6 times, albeit with much worse receivers at the time. Although Brennan Thompson did play in that game, and he's a GOAT. But 20 carries for 27 yards, mostly because of the 6 sacks. So even him and his best threat, his legs, was not really effective against Texas in that defense. And we think Texas's defense is better this year. At least I think some people think that. I think that. So that's all that matters. This is, if Michael Hawkins is playing, I really like Texas, and I still like them to cover 5.5. This is a manhood test of a game. You are 3-2. Your season is on the line. I don't think a 3-3 running the table, maybe a 3-3 running the table, 9-3 Texas team ekes into the playoff, but I refuse to believe it with how bad this first half of the season has gone. And so it's a manhood test for Steve Sarkisian. It's a manhood test for Arch Manning, for Michael Taff, for Colin Simmons. Show that you're deserving of this praise. Show that you are as good as people think you are. And, cook. Go out there, play a big game, a rivalry game. There's no reason to not be at your highest from an emotional standpoint in this game. The environment's going to be great. You're going to have 50% of the crowd be cheering for you as opposed to the Florida and the Ohio State game where you had maybe 10 to 20% of the crowd cheering for you. So you've got that advantage to help you out. So it's not necessarily a road environment. It's neutral site. If Michael Hawkins plays, like I said, I really like Texas. I think I don't think OU gets to 10 points against this Texas defense, kind of like last year went, because they are not running the ball well. And I just don't trust Michael Hawkins to do what DJ Lagway did last week even.
Agreed.
I feel like the DJ Lagway was kind of a one-off, and his receivers made incredible catches the entire day. Eugene Wilson and Dallas Wilson both made incredible catches, and Lagway played like the star that he's supposed to be. Like, he was incredible in the pocket. Michael Hawkins is not DJ Lagway by any means. But if Mateer is playing, and I think if he's playing 75% or better, I really like Oklahoma in this game because I think Mateer can score 24 to 28 points. This is the lowest point total for the top 25 games this week, 42.5, 21 apiece. I think if Mateer plays it, we hit the over. If Mateer doesn't play, we hit the under. And I like Oklahoma in a game that hits the over. I just think they score more than that Texas team would score against the Texas or the Oklahoma defense. I like that matchup better. I like Mateer and Oklahoma's offense with the way they've played, which they've played really, really good. That they have done an excellent job with Mateer at scripting the opening drive and at taking advantage of the key moments. The end of the first half, the start of the second half, the end of the game. That's where they've been incredible. In between that, they've had their inconsistencies. But with that, start of the game and those critical moments, I just have a lot of trust, a lot of faith in Oklahoma. And getting up early, I think, will help that defense play with their heads on fire. And if they manage that the end of the first half and the start of the second half well, then they're in a great spot because I just don't think that we'll get that from Arch Manning in Texas. So I think it's kind of a two-pick. I'm going to assume Mateer plays. Because I said he was going to play 2 weeks ago. I still believe that. I just don't see how they keep him off that field. And so I would take Oklahoma and the over.
Yeah, I do think we definitely reserve the right to change this one if it comes out Mateer is not playing.
Yeah. What's the spread right now? 2.5?
1.5 in favor of Texas.
Okay.
According to ESPN Bet.
Which is
it's also 1.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
It would be 5.5 if Mateer were to not play.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. And then if Mateer does play, it really is just like he needs to do his thing. And I think at that point it's going to be a thing of can Texas force some turnovers to help out their offense? Because if not, I just don't see this Arch Manning Texas team. And I keep saying Arch Manning because right now really the large part of the issue is not Arch Manning. They can't run the ball. The offensive line is terrible. But he's just the quarterback, so your name gets kind of tacked on top a lot. But there's a ton of issues with the Texas offense right now. But yeah, I just don't see them driving the field consistently on this OU defense. Now, Andrew did say in the chat this has like rivalry voodoo magic all over it, and I agree. It's like this feels like a game where we could be sitting there and all of a sudden Texas manages to drop 30 on this Oklahoma defense. It's like how the hell did that happen? And it's like, well, it's a rivalry. Stuff just happens. So, who knows, man? But I think we're ready to pick this game.
Well, we got to talk about the secret player.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The secret player. Good catch.
Hold on, real quick. So Sven is saying Oklahoma is the best defense and Texas has a weak O-line. And OU by 2 touchdowns. We shall see.
But he doesn't think Mateer's going to play.
Yeah. He
so
said
he thinks
he can't
Michael
play.
Hawkins, OU, has 2 touchdowns on Texas.
We shall find out. We'll do the picks in a second, and we'll pick it as if Mateer is gonna play.
I do agree, though, Sven. Texas is so bad. So,
JP, who do you think the player with the highest offensive grade on Oklahoma's roster is?
Is it up there?
It is not up there on that list.
you also can go by positions.
Yeah,
if
you
you
can
want.
ask. Start to whittle it down.
It's a running back.
Nope.
Okay. It's a tight end.
Nope.
Wow. It's an offensive lineman.
Nope.
It's Michael Hawkins.
Nope.
It's
Clearly not Michael Hawkins.
to give you a little help. It's not an offensive player that has the highest offensive grade.
me and I pulled this up early. I just filtered by offensive grade, and this dude pops up. It's the punter. All right, but I'm gonna show you what his PFF stats look like, and then you try and figure out. He has 1 offensive snap, and he has no receiving or rushing stats. How does he have he has an 87.4 offensive grade. What do you think happened?
My guess is they ran a fake punt against Temple.
Nope, because then he would have a rushing, or if he was involved, he would have had the rushing or he doesn't have any rushing stats, doesn't have any passing stats.
Well, he didn't have to be involved in the fake punt.
True.
It was not a fake punt.
It was not a fake punt.
Then I have no clue.
It was a 2-point conversion. I'm actually going to pull it up because it's really funny. It's a 2-point conversion that he caught. And so because it was a 2-point conversion, those don't count towards your stats. And so he doesn't have a reception. He doesn't have any receptions. He doesn't get like a 2-point conversion reception. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to find it again. But it's actually, this is it. This is him right here, number 87. He's the holder for the field goal kicks or for the extra points, and he catches it for 2 points.
Cool.
And so he gets a good PFF grade. Anyway, I just thought that was like a really funny.
Can we ask why they're going for 2 in the first quarter against Temple?
Well, it's one of those schools that does the weird lineup thing, and if they like
Gotcha.
the matchup they see, then they will
just
snap
take
the
it.
ball.
Fair enough.
Now this is interesting because they came in to kick it, and then they went to the weird lineup. So maybe this was already preset. But terrible job of, I mean, you have to play man. I don't know why we're not covering the guy.
Sure.
Anyway, that was just a
By
very
Temple.
goofy play by Oklahoma punter Jacob Ulrich, who now has the highest offensive grade on the team. Who
Shout
want
out
to pick
to him.
now?
Yeah, let's pick it now. I got OU covering.
Yeah.
On the assumption Mateer plays, I trust him in the OU offense against the good defense, and then Arch Manning in the Texas offense against the OU good defense. So give me OU to cover.
I also have OU to cover. I've got them covering with Mateer, and then I would also have them covering without Mateer.